turn the stream on so people at home can watch. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to Theresa Philomena Auterio's funeral services. We will be live streaming from now at 9:20 to 10:30, and at that time, the services will begin. We will be presenting the camera for you to view Auntie Theresa at this moment. Thank you. It looks like this is the cool. So celebrating at 10:30, we'll start at 10, Rennie's gonna start doing music at 10. Pieces are coming until 10:30, so by then, Rennie's gonna put some music. David's speaking, I'm gonna do my speech real quick. I'm gonna go into the something or it's okay. All right. So then that will take a piece sometimes a little bit past, and then the piece will be here, and we can have it. Okay. Yeah, because we really know that. We think this is already that. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to Theresa Philomena Auterio's funeral services. We are changing the services until 10 a.m. So in about 5 minutes, we are going to do our presentation to Auntie Theresa, and her friend Rennie will begin with music. Damon's going to speak as well on behalf of his grandmother for his sister and himself. I will be doing a speech called The Fork. If you see inside the caskets, there are two forks there. One says best mom ever, one says best aunt ever. It's in there, and I'll explain that later. And then, of course, Nicole is going to speak as well. So please stay tuned. Give us another 5 minutes, and we'll begin the services.
Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of myself and the entire staff here at Doherty Funeral Home, we'd like to extend our condolences on the loss of your beloved mom, grandmother, aunt, and friend. At this time, we are going to be starting our service here today at the funeral home. And at this time, I would like to introduce Theresa's best friend, Rennie, who will be saying some songs and saying some words as a remembrance of her. Ready?
Thank you, John. I'm loud enough. If you know any part of the song and you feel so inclined to sing with me, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars has flown, well, I will fly away to a place. I don't know the words, but I will fly away. Let's try this again. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy will never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Okay. Amen. Yes. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a light or is it a...
Yeah, you put you.
Okay. Back in the summer of 1966, that sounds like a long time ago, I was working for a car dealership in Boston. And one day, close to closing time, a petite, dark-haired, pretty girl in a blue dress came walking in following my boss. They sat down in a corner of the office and he interviewed her. And after she left, he came over to me and announced that he had just hired this girl named Theresa to work with me and share my office. What he didn't tell me was that he had just hired my new best friend. Every day for 3 years, we had coffee together at 10. Every day from 12 to 1:15, we had lunch together. We'd do a different restaurant every day of the week. That was when Theresa ate meat, and we could go anywhere. Anyway, so we shared our joys and our sorrows. We shared our victories and our defeats. And we also made up wonderful, stupid nicknames for all the salesmen, all the car salesmen, and all of the office staff. And as luck would have it, nobody ever knew. It was our private joke. Whenever my world turned upside down, Theresa would drive into Boston and get me in her red and white sedan. I don't know what kind of a car it was, but she was the only one I knew that had a car. And she would come and take me to that house at 218 Garden Street in Cambridge. And all my sorrows disappeared. Mrs. Auterio always had lots of Italian food for me to eat, whether I was hungry or not. Sit down, honey, sit down. I'm going to feed you. Mrs. Auterio, I just had lunch. Sit down, sit down. So anyway, you ate when you were at Theresa's mother's house. Anyway, I'd be there and I'd stay overnight. There was one double bed. where the girls slept. There were 4 girls. They shared one double bed. And when I stayed overnight, I shared it with them. That was fun. But when I was in that wonderful house with Lucille and Josie, Mary, Teddy, and Mikey, all my problems disappeared with all the drama and craziness that ensued in that house. Tony, the oldest son, was gone. He was married and had children at this point. In the summer of '69, Theresa and I decided life was getting pretty boring, so we should move to the West Coast. And Theresa was from a sheltered background, and I'm very surprised that her mother let her go. But we went, and Theresa lasted 2 weeks, and her boyfriend kept calling her and writing, and come back, come back. And she did. She was in love. She went back, and I stayed. I lasted 2 months, and then my boyfriend did the same thing. Come back, I need you. Yeah, right. Well, anyway, with Theresa, it worked out. She got married, and she and Garo had 3 children. And even though we were 200 miles apart, because I was in Augusta, Maine, and she was in Cambridge, we visited all the time. We went back and forth and would stay weekends with each other. And our craziness continued. We helped each other limp through life's problems, deaths of our family members, and divorces. We were always there for each other. In recent years, Theresa's daughter Nicole realized that something wasn't quite right with her mother's living situation in Florida. So she hopped on a plane and went to investigate. She saw that her suspicions were correct. She quickly packed a few of her mother's things and whisked her to the airport, got her on a plane, and brought her back to Arlington to live with her. Soon after the move, Nicole realized that Theresa was having cognitive issues, and she took steps to rectify the situation. The past few years for the family were not easy, but Nicole, with her kids and the help of her cousin Jessica, made it work. I'm sure that all of you who knew Theresa knew that when she liked something or someone, it was all or nothing at all. That's why there's an Elvis Presley doll in the casket. She loved Elvis. She loved her children and her grandchildren, certain songs, Italian food, and Macy's department store. This is not in any order, but those are the things that she loved. This brings me to a memory, the part about the song, that always makes me smile many years after the fact. Many years ago, my sister and I were going to spend the weekend at Theresa's house in Cambridge, and we were going to take a little trip in Theresa's car. She had a tape player, and she had put this tape together of her favorite folk singers like Tom Rush, Gordon Lightfoot, Dave Mallet, and a few others. My sister was in the back seat, and I was riding shotgun. First song comes on. It's Somewhere in Time by Dave Mallet. Lovely song. Second song comes on. Same song. I'll bet you can guess what the third song was. Oh, yes. My sister's in the back seat, and at this point, after the second bar of the third song, she says, "Excuse me, but what's going on here?" Theresa was so proud of herself. She thought that was so funny. After she became a single woman again, we would visit a place in Saugus called the Palace. Den of iniquity. Well, all of the regulars there knew she was a dancing machine. And she didn't just like to dance, she was good. I was not. So she was on the dance floor all night, dancing with this one, dancing with that one, while I watched on the sidelines with my ginger ale. Of all of Theresa's strengths, in my opinion, there were two that stood above the rest. Her determination and her generosity. When she found herself to be a single mom after many years of not working outside the home, she knew she needed to find a job. It didn't matter that she only had a high school education. Oh no, she was going to work for MIT or Harvard or nowhere. So she interviewed and she interviewed and she interviewed, but she kept going back. And finally, MIT said, yeah, we'll take you. And she stayed there for years, until her department was eliminated and all the people in that department were eliminated. Regarding her generosity, whenever she came to visit my family in Augusta, Maine, she would arrive laden down with shopping bags full of food, treats, gizmos, things that she would pick up that she'd think we'd like. She'd also bring gifts to my parents, my in-laws, and some of my friends. One of my all-time favorite Theresa stories, favorite things about her, was her practical jokes. I'm not going to read this, I'm just going to talk about this. When she did switchboard operating at Clark and White Lincoln Mercury, the switchboard was here, the desk was behind her, so her pack of cigarettes was on that desk. And there was a guy named Matty Matson, and he would sneak up when her back was turned, because she's putting those little wires and thing, and he'd quietly take a cigarette out. He did this every day. Well, she got pretty sick of it, so she went to Jack's Joke Shop in Boston, and she bought a package of these things. They were no wider than a toothpick, and each one was about this long. So she says, I'm going to get him ready. She takes a cigarette out when it was time for her to go out to the switchboard, and she took one of these things and sticks it into the tobacco end, puts the cigarette back into the pack, but puts it out a little bit so that when Matty Matson came along, he could just grab it. Pretty soon later, I hear this, pow! It blew up. So it hurt him, but everybody in the showroom could hear it. It was very loud. It wasn't a problem after that. He never took another cigarette again. Okay. Okay. Many years ago, my daughter's godfather had a band, and they were doing a concert in Burlington, Massachusetts, at this lovely venue. And I said to Theresa, my daughter and I are going to come down to hear the concert, but I don't want to tell them. I want it to be a big surprise. She goes, I got a great idea, Ren. I've got 2 nuns' outfits, complete with this color input, the headpiece, the crosses, everything, the whole bit. She said, you guys can dress up in those nuns' concerts. We'll sit in the front row, and can you imagine Bob's surprise when he comes in and sees you? And Bob was the spokesperson for the group. So they introduced, and let's hear a big round of applause for Frosty Morn. The band comes out. They take their places. He looks out and he sees us. Do you remember? Trying not to laugh. Of course, everybody in the place knew something was going on. Everyone's laughing and they don't know why. Why are they laughing at 2 nuns sitting in the front row? Well, anyway, he got through the first couple of songs, and after that, he was okay. The thing that gave it away, though, was my daughter had false eyelashes out to here, and all these curls sticking out of the white part of the headpiece. Leave it to Theresa. Anyway, there's lots more, but I've gone on long enough. I want to thank Nicole for letting me say a proper farewell to my best friend. I know where you are, Theresa, and I want you to wait for me. because we'll find another palace up there, and this time I hope we're both going to dance. Then I had a song picked out. And then I ran it by two of my friends at home, and they went, "Oh, no, not for Theresa. We know the song we need to sing for Theresa." And so I want to share it with you and for her right now. And it's called The Parting Glass. When first we met, complete awkward strangers, I did not know if we could be friends. How soon we've come for to know each other, and now I know we'll meet again. So here's to you and our time together. I'll share with you a parting glass, and I'll bid adieu with some smiles and laughter. Our time apart will be short and pass. A long, long road it lies before me, and fate will take me where it will. But through the valleys and over mountains, I won't forget you. I'll remember you still. Thank you very much.
This time I would like to introduce Nicole, who will be saying some words on behalf of her mom.
Sorry, just give me one moment, please. I originally wrote something a while ago, and it was crazy because when I went to send the obituary in, couldn't find it. It was right next to the, just next file, and I'm like, where did it go? So that means my mother didn't want me to write, So I think I did better this time around, actually. So I would like to first and foremost thank everyone for being here today, to show your love and respect for our mother, Theresa Philomena Auterio. My mom was born and raised in Cambridge, Massachusetts. She attended Cambridge High and Latin and spent many years working at both MIT and Cambridge Health Alliance. She was a woman of creativity and passion, an avid lover of music in all genres, a writer of poetry, an artist who adored shades of pinks and purples. She was obsessed with Elvis. She loved watching the Golden Girls, the Jeffersons, Good Times. I used to make her laugh by doing my own renditions of the theme songs, and she loved it. She also loved her blueberry muffins, her coffee, extra large, 7 pumps of French vanilla, both sweetened and unsweetened, 7 creams, 7 sweetened loaves. And even though I followed these directions perfectly every time, it was still never sweet enough. She was high maintenance. She was a literal pain in my butt sometimes, but I would give anything for her to tell me the coffee isn't sweet enough just one more time. I am going now to recite The Long Goodbye by Paul Andrews. Your memory stolen day by day, as year after year is erased again and again and again and again. So cruel the long goodbye. The first goodbye was the name of the day, then the month and the year went a similar way. Lost in the void of space and time, so cruel the long goodbye. The next goodbye was to your friends who came to realize you did not know their names again and again and again. So cruel the long goodbye. Your memories are stolen day by day as each treasure moment becomes lost in the haze. Again and again and again, the long goodbye. I watched this long goodbye firsthand. It was cruel, heartbreaking. In the final months of my life, of my mother's life, I brought her home. I wanted to make sure she had the best care in her last days. But more than that, I wanted her home safe. My cousin Jessica and I worked through around the clock for a very short period of time from after I took her home. She only lasted a few months. But nevertheless, if it was not for Jessica, my cousin stepping up the way she did, my mother would have passed in a facility surrounded by strangers. So just thank you. Thank you. You have no idea the gift you gave me. One I will carry with me forever. Also, my cousins, Lisa and Todd, not only ran back and forth, caring for my Auntie Lucille, but they were also backup support for my mom and an incredible source of strength for me and for Jessica. We're all of us as a whole, because we're all going through it. They treated my mother like their own, making sure that she was taken care of when they visited the sisters, and the bond they shared is something I will always treasure. I slept next to my mother on the last night of her life. I woke up and started the day. When I returned to the room and approached her bed, I knew. I checked her pulse. It was confirmed. I closed her eyes, kissed her forehead, and held her, knowing this be one of the last times I would ever hold the woman who gave me life. There is some comfort in knowing she was home, surrounded by family, and she went home to the Lord. The song, The Living Years, has stayed with me. Say it loud, say it clear. You can listen as well as you hear. It's too late when we die to admit we don't see eye to eye. So we open up a quarrel between the present and the past. We only sacrifice the future, and it's the bitterness that lasts. This message is simple. Let the bitterness go. Don't wait until death to give flowers. Give your flowers while people are still here. It shouldn't take a loss to bring us all together today. So in closing, Ma, our road wasn't easy, but we rode it all the way to the end. Thank you for helping me heal. Thank you for recognizing my talent at such a young age and helping me bring my gift into the world. Thank you for being my biggest supporter, single-handedly paying for me to attend Berkeley. You were there with me when I sang at President Clinton's inauguration, and not many people can say they did that with their mother. You stood by me for 5 days when I gave birth to Damon Jr., and you were there bright and early for the birth of Dave. But most of all, Mom, I want to thank you for being my mother. I want you to rest peacefully, Mom. You are no longer suffering anymore. And I love you to the moon and back. Thank you.
At this time, Damon will be speaking on behalf of his grandmother to honor her.
Good morning, everybody. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Damon. I'm Theresa's eldest grandchild, and I wanted to say that my grandmother was by far the one reason I know what unconditional love is. You know, like I've been through great ups, horrible downs, and I feel like my grandmother's the one thing that's kept me on a straight path, you know, knowing that she loves me. I always think about her and think about like what would she want from me. It made me the man that I am today, you know. And I've saw her path from, you know, at the very beginning when she first started forgetting things, forgetting very small, minuscule things, down to forgetting who you are altogether, you know. And the one thing I'll say about her is she loved everybody around her. Anybody that was close to her, she loved you, whether she knew who you were or not. And that's unconditional love to me. Like, I loved my grandmother, and I know my grandmother loved me so much, you know, and I think that's why, you know, I think I wanted to come up here to speak today. I've never spoken in front of people before, I don't think ever in my life. So I wanted to say my respects for her, and I wanted her to know that like I love her. I love her through life and death, you know, and I'm always gonna remember her. Always gonna visit her. I'm always gonna think about her through every situation in my life, every choice that I make in my life. I'm always gonna wonder what my grandmother want, you know. And I kind of wish I wrote something because I'm kind of, you know, but I just want to say what I had to say from my heart because you know this is hard. It's hard. It's hard living with her and seeing it every day, seeing the deterioration every day, and just knowing that this is not how she would want to go out. You know what I mean? So I just wish, you know, every more people could have been there for her just a little bit more, and more people could have just showed her love through her life because I feel like she